Good evening guys, and welcome to the third video of the channel. So I'm going to quickly show you a screenshot from the last video I had a few days ago, where the candle was currently above S3 on the daily, so 31.2k, and we had no close below daily support yet. So what happened since then? So once we had a candle close below S3 on the daily, this is now resistance, and even this is resistance, I told you guys. So what happened since then? We had a little pump towards the channel line, which was a bearish retest. You can open a short over here and catch a massive dump back down. We then had two daily closes below S3, followed by a nice dump towards the support level on both our charts. So if you can see, we had a line at around 25k and 26.2. Along with, on this chart, we had this massive Fibonacci ring. Let me zoom out so you guys can see. See, it's a massive Fibonacci ring and a green trend line. So we had two lines on this chart and two lines on this chart. So this was an obvious long play, along with our lower time frames. So as you can see, we had a 4-hour Fibonacci channel line and green trend lines drawn. So we had multiple confirmations and they opened along. Now what's next? We're currently testing S3 as resistance. So as I've told you guys before, once the support breaks, it becomes resistance, and once the opposite happens, it becomes support. So what's it like moving forward? So on this chart, on the circle chart, we do have untested levels. So there was no test of the ring as resistance, including these lines over here. So if we get some pump up towards the 34 and 35k level, here we have a massive amount of resistances which should be shorted. So guys, if the price gets pumped to 35k, I'm opening a massive short and I'm gonna ride it. As I take profit for that short, if we do get above 33k and hit 35k, the channel is now support again. So if I short S2 or this zone over here, I'll take profit around this line wherever it hits. Okay, so that's how this works. Now I'm going to open up the Bitcoin monthly chart on Bitstamp. Let me just show you what I've done over here. So monthly. Alright, so if we open up the EMAs, we have EMA 7, 25, 50 and 100 on the monthly chart. So as you can see, the wick was almost a perfect touch on the EMA 50 on the monthly, along with our daily supports. Also, very interestingly guys, if you zoom out of the monthly, and again, these trend lines can be drawn on any time frame. So 5-minute chart, 1-minute chart or monthly chart, it all works. So if I connect the bottom of 2012 to the bottom of 2020, let me make this thing green for you guys. You can see also where the price was stuck now. So again, we had multiple confirmations over here, a nice support zone and the EMA on the monthly chart. What about resistances now? So let me open the weekly just to show you guys kind of more of a resolution. Alright, so we had a breakdown from this line. Make this red as resistance, and this is green as support. Actually, I will adjust the line because we changed time frame, so let me just connect it to the weekly candle. There we go, much more accurate touch. And also the EMA 200 on the weekly. Anyway, so what I would like to see now is if we get a pump back to 35k, as I've discussed in these two charts over here. We also have weekly confirmation, because imagine this happens. So you get a nice slow pump up towards this level as a retest. Remember, we broke down and there was no test, there was no confirmation of resistance. What will happen is, with time, the EMAs will also become lower, so we might see something like this happen. And again, this would be a very nice short zone. We'd have weekly EMA confirmation along with the Fibonacci charts on the daily, showing us more clear numbers for a short. So this is one play which can happen. Let me just remove these lines for you guys. Now I will make a video about EMA trading, because we can even actually trade just using EMAs and candlesticks. So at WinXSell we mainly focus on candlesticks, trend lines, and sometimes EMAs on the higher time frames, which do really play out nicely. Now, what about resistances coming up? We have a massive weekly resistance from the top of this candle and this candle. I'll make this red. This will be a massive short for me as well if we get above these levels. Now, something interesting though, if we go on the daily time frame, let me take off the EMAs for now, just so you guys can see more clearly. Alright, so before this dump happened, we had this wedge. I'll make this thinner lines. Okay, now this is a descending wedge. Now usually these are bullish patterns and they pump, not dump. But because this dumped, we had a massive crash after this level. So if by some miracle we end up crawling up and getting back inside this wedge, we can target a short at this level, down to here. However, guys, if we get a pump above, like this becomes a nice long zone, okay, looking forward. And we can target higher levels, maybe even around 40k or above. Now, I'm not calling a pump, I'm saying if this happens, this is the play. We don't make predictions on WinXSell, we just react to our lines. So we have these levels, they are currently very strong resistances, we'll short them. If they get back above, we will have a nice support zone yet again to keep playing out. Alright guys, that's all for this video. I will, however, show you guys one more thing on the altcoins. So if you recall the last video, I told you guys I have these support lines. This was actually a green line in my last video. So what happened in this dump? So first of all, we had a lovely touch on the 4-hour chart, even actually daily. I can show you the daily. Yeah, alright, so daily had a nice touch on the green line to the tick. I mean, look at that, to the cent, guys. Pump to the next red line. We had two red lines over here. Okay, so you can literally open a long here, short here, and ride it. And what happened again? Another pump on the next line, and a pump on the next line. Guys, these lines are no joke. When I tell you there's support, I mean there's support. You can open big plays on these lines. Just keep your leverage low, just in case something like this happens, okay? So you don't want to get liquidated and then watch your price rise up. What about Cardano? I had shown you Solana and Cardano charts last time. So look at this beautiful touch on the daily. So if you bought Cardano at 41 cents and held it till now, you could have actually caught a 30% pump on Cardano based on this one line. And if you use leverage, even at 3 times leverage, that's 90% profit. So yeah guys, again, these lines, this is a massive pattern, massive wedge. There had to be a reaction at this line. It cannot just be ignored. Now, if this eventually breaks down, I will also long this line, and now I have shorting chances at this line and these lines if they hit. However, again, I'm gonna let you know, on Cardano, there was no retest of this level, alright? So if we see a pump like Bitcoin, if we see a pump towards this zone, this is a nice short zone for me, okay? I will not hold this very long though, because this can easily get back above if Bitcoin does as well. Alright guys, so I'll make a video soon about these trend lines and EMA trading, as I said, and we'll see how it goes from there. So okay, so goodbye guys, and please don't get wrecked, follow the charts, and remember, if you want these charts, they are available on the paid channel on WinXSell, which I will link in the description down below.